I'm going to show you how to pre-process data in my Shiny app that you can see here. It's on enthart.shinyapps.io/preprocessor. The way it works is you go through these 5 steps one after the other. So first we upload the data, and we can do some stuff with the data there. Then we can calculate new columns if we need to. Usually don't have to. We can remove some trials if there are outliers or anything. Then we set the variables that are that govern the structure of the data, like what is the participant ID, what are the within subject factors, the between subject factors, what are the dependent variables that need to be averaged, or what needs to be done on those. And then we can set the output. Okay, so I have an example data set that I'm going to show you. This comes from a task switching task. And what people do here is there is one of 4 stimuli, and either they have an outer shape that's a diamond or it's a square, and it can have 2 dots in them or 3. And sometimes you need to respond to the shape, and sometimes you need to respond to the number of dots. And this is actually perfectly predictable. The stimulus will move around in a 2x2 grid, and so it goes around and around on the screen. Every time there's a stimulus, you need to respond. And in the top row, you respond to the shape, and in the bottom row, you respond to the number of dots that's in there. And in this case, for our participants, they first practice with I think the shape task in the first 12 trials, and then they do the dots. Then we have for 12 trials, then we have the real task for 52 trials, I think. And then we do the single trials again. We repeat them for another 12 trials. So what you can see here is that every row has a trial, and every column has variables about that trial. So we can specify what, or the experiment knows what the correct answer would have been. It knows where the stimulus is presented. It knows the shape and the number of dots, so these are the properties of the stimulus. This is how much time has passed since the experiment started. We have the accuracy of the responses. We know if it's a single task, like in the practice blocks, or double, where you have to switch. We know if the trials are repeat trials or switch trials. We have which key was used to respond, and what the reaction time was. Okay, and we also have people in groups. So they did this task once with and once without listening to their own favorite music. Okay, so what we want to know is for the single task, repeat trials, and for the double task, repeat and switch trials, the average reaction time on trials where participants were accurate. So we want to select out the trials where they were not accurate. We also want to select out the first trial of each block, because those are neither repeat nor switch trials. And we can do that by looking at condition, which could be an A, or the trial number, which could be 0. And then for every participant, we want to have these 3 averages, both with music and without music. So for every participant, we get 6 average reaction times. That's the end goal, and on that output we can then do an ANOVA. All right, now let me check the full data set that's here. Okay, let's go back here. So first we upload the data. We select all the files that we have, open them. It takes a while. There we go. Okay, it's uploaded, and you get a preview. The first 10 rows of the first file are on the screen now. Okay, so it had the column separator as a comma, but you can have different ones as well. We have NAs, be NAs, not nuns. Okay, do we want an index column? No. Okay, we don't need correct answer. We don't care about grid location, so I can remove columns. This makes the data simpler. Okay, We want the reaction time. Maybe we want like the trial number. But let's remove all of this. We want the participant ID. We want the group. We don't need any of this stuff. Okay. Remove this. There we go. And what else? We don't need this. We want accuracy because we're going to remove the trials where people were not accurate. We want condition. We want task. We don't need version. We don't need which key there's. We want reaction time though. Okay, maybe we don't even need all of this. But now we have the main variables. And this, we can use this. Okay. And we can also rename some of them. So actually we don't need the shape or dots either. Task condition. This is just reaction time. Do that. This is just trial. Participant and group. So that's all we need. Okay. New columns. Well, we could create new columns by adding, subtracting, multiplying. We can have transforms of a single column, log transforms, auto rules, or compare to a previous value, but we need none of this. Okay, so trial removal. When accuracy is 0, we're going to remove the trial. That's 1. And also when condition is NA or trial is 0. Let's see if this works though. That does not work. Okay. Then let's take trial is 0. We don't need those. Okay. Nice. So accuracy is now 100% in the remaining data. So we only want reaction times for accurate, correct trials. Okay. Now we can set the variables that we want for our output. The participant ID column is participant. Information column describing the participant. We don't need that. Discrete or categorical variables. Well, we want group. We want both task and condition. Yeah, so it's a single and then repeat or switch, and we have with and without music, and of course we want to preserve participants. Okay. Then dependent variable, we only have RT here. There we go. So we're done, and we can look at output. We want the mean of this. We don't want the primes or anything, target present response, none of this. And we want wide format. This gives us a data file that you can use in SPSS or Jamovi. If you want to manually do, or not even manually, but if you want to use other stats packages such as R to run your ANOVA, you might want to have a long format output. So for now, we're just going to open this. And there's our output. And we have, wait, it's not, you can't see that. There we go. Oops. And there's our output. So for every participant, we have reaction time with music and without music here. For the double condition repeat trials, for the single condition repeat trials, without and with music, and then we also have them double condition switch trials with and without music. So those are the 6 reaction times for every participant. And now this file you can use to do statistics. That's all there is to it. Thank you.